There we go. All right, we're recording now, and we are
All
streaming.
right.
Welcome everyone
All
to Chaos in the Valley of Elements Group 2. Oh, make sure I get this in the recording. Group 2. Oh, make sure I get this in the recording. Two. Oh,
there we go. There we go.
all right. Let's see here.
Anyone hear anything from Skimmer?
No, I have not.
Oh, hope he's doing all right.
All right. Yeah, same. Let's see here.
Anyone hear anything from Skimmer?
Nope. No, I have not. Hang on.
Oh, hope he's doing all right. Wish him.
There was some playback playing through my headphones, and it got recorded, but I got that taken care of.
Ah.
At least I got it at the beginning, right?
Yep. So, buddy of mine I stream with, we had a stream where basically one half of it was just black screen and all you could hear was us screaming, dying in the background. And then the other half of it was just the video with no audio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, dude deleted that video. You deleted that VOD pretty damn quickly.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine I stream with, we had a stream where basically one half of it was just black screen and all you could hear was us screaming, dying in the background. And then the other half of it was just the video with no audio. And then the other half of it was just, yeah, no, dude deleted that video. Dude deleted that
There
VOD
we go.
pretty damn quickly.
All right. Got this. Nope.
Oh, anyone been playing the new Space Marine 2?
I am not, but I'm looking forward to getting it.
Dude, it's fun as fuck.
It is. I like it a lot.
Also, if anyone plays it, Helldivers 2's recent buff does a lot of good for the game right at the moment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Nope, 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 nope. All right. So last we left off, you guys were getting ready to. Were you guys going to the ferry? No, you guys were still working your way back around the mountains.
I think it was decided that we should head back to camp.
Yeah, you guys were headed back to the
Yep.
entrance camp. Um, and it was like what? It was going to be like a 7 day trip. You guys have made it. You guys have made it to the end of day one.
I think when we ended the last session, Yod was taking his long rest here, and Briar and Splad were looking for a safer spot.
Yeah, didn't Yod just bury himself in the ground?
Yeah.
Cool. Um, hey, I'm having an issue with my character sheet real quick. I'm gonna restart roll 20 real quick.
Okay.
There we go.
That's not what I
Now
wanted.
it's working. All right. So, how we want to do this?
So, does Jod still want to have himself buried in the sand, or
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they may well end up leaving you there.
Yeah, they already decided to do that. I think they were worried about more witches catching them off guard in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I'm probably going to carve out a little message for Yod in the tree, just so that way he knows, hey, we went to go find a safer spot. We'll wait until such and such time for you to rejoin us. If not, we'll try and leave a trail.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Sounds good. Um, what about so Briar? What are you and um Dingy and Skimmer going to do?
Splat and I went into this house. You said I found a doll and a note.
I believe I remember that. Um, did I tell you what the note said?
No. We ended.
Hmm.
You can retcon it if it's not important.
Who did you find the note on?
No one.
Okay, so you didn't find the note on anyone. It was just there.
Yeah, he
believe
found
so.
it in one of the buildings.
Okay, we'll just retcon that then, because I don't remember what the issue with the note was. I remember that I had something in mind, but I don't remember what that was now.
Our session was 14 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just pull up the end of your last stream of us.
Okay. And Splab will not be with us tonight. We're not sure where Skimmer is. Dingy is just gonna... No, because he still has Kane, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, he's not gonna just wander off. He's gonna stay there for the time being. He's gonna stick with you guys.
Hold on. Be right back.
Okay. All right. So, let's see here. Sorry, I'm just finishing up putting some stuff in.
Okay, take your time, man.
And
Let's try to get a hold of me.
all right. Now that we're done with that. Okay. So, Yod.
Yes.
All right. So, it is becoming dusk. I need you to make a perception pet for your, or a perception check for your pet.
Okay. Um, so I just reviewed the stream footage, and you said that there was a note, a couple journals, and some books.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I think you were just listing off contents, and we took it differently.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, no, you're right. Okay, so a couple lists were all right. Now I know what it was. Okay, the note is like a note from one family member to another. Um, it basically says, um, take this grain. I know you screwed up and ate more than what your share was, but don't tell Jeb about this.
Okay. So basic wartime antics.
Something like that, yeah.
He got an 8.
Fantastic.
But with a 16 investigation, I don't find anything worthy in the notes to be noteful.
No.
Okay. So moving on.
Okay. All right. He doesn't see it coming. Now I need you to make a perception check with disadvantage because you're asleep.
Also an 8.
Oof. All right. Well, let's see here. Don't need those. We're gonna drop down here.
Before this happens, does this interrupt my long rest or?
Yeah, this will interrupt your long rest.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we agreed to take a long rest, and then afterwards there was some disagreement about where. So I'd already set it to do that. Fuck, I don't remember where my health was at. I think it was like down in the 20s.
So
All
you
right.
are grabbed and ripped up out of the ground. Um, Standing before you is not one, not two, but three Coven High Maidens. If I could get the stupid tokens to cooperate.
Could I get a recap of the events of the timeline?
Um,
Because we're not too far from Yad, as far as I know.
oh, you guys are okay.
Well, he said I had been asleep for a while.
Yeah. Um,
So is that part of my investigation? Was because he started his long rest first,
yeah.
and so
Okay.
while I'm investigating, is this happening?
Yeah, sorry. Put yourselves back on the map. I thought you guys had left the area. That was my mistake.
Yeah, no, we hadn't quite left the area yet. I think I was over here investigating the house the
Okay.
owlbears had come out of.
In that
Yeah,
case,
we were investigating the area and then grouping up and walking away. But
yeah, this is going to be. How far away are you guys walking?
are you done over there, Nuke?
Yeah, I believe I was just finishing up when we ended the session.
Then Splat and I would probably be down here, just starting to walk away from the house.
Okay. How far away do you guys plan on walking?
Well, we had to survey the area to find a place.
Mm-hmm.
So do you need us to roll?
Yeah, make a survival check.
Since Splat isn't here to roll, could I have advantage for him aiding me?
Yes.
So at this point, y'all already would have left and been surveying an area far from danger to spend the night.
Yeah, now we're leaving. I just want to make sure if there's anything we can do to help or keep chronological order.
Yeah, in chronological order, you guys are leaving first. This next event's not going to happen for a couple of hours.
Okay.
All right. So, real question is, which direction do we head in?
I rolled 23. I'm going to get your attention, Nuke. To kind of catch up. Where's Dingy?
Let me toss him out on the.
And would you get rid of all the corpses since we burned them and broke their bones?
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
So at the 23, is there any high hidden spots like big ass trees in the area? Is there any caves or anything?
There's some deep foliage that you guys can hide within. That's maybe maybe a quarter of a mile away.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I guess we'll start heading there.
But I will say that's still close enough. I don't know if Briar would be comfortable with that, and if she is, she's not comfortable enough to light a campfire because you could definitely see it from where this place is.
Cold rations?
Absolutely, I'm not.
Cold rations then.
I got prestidigitation.
Yeah, that'll work.
Actually, do I? So, let me check. Because I think that's abjuration.
Maybe.
I'll check my
and
spell.
I can't cast abjurations. No, that's transmutation. Yes, I can cast prestidigitation.
Awesome.
Well, water ain't going to be an issue tonight because I've got to create or destroy water.
Okay.
I've also got purify food and drink. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. You're good. It's good to know. What I'm going to do here is let me look at my chakra. Which soul essence do I got? That's just 2. Yeah, I can do that. Before the long rest, I'm going to cast Alarm. I'm going to use 2 soul essence to extend the range to double.
Okay. So what's double the range?
Yeah.
No, what is double the range?
Oh, let me pull up alarm here. 60 feet.
Okay. All right, where are you casting that?
I guess we're at the center.
Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, are you asking if I'm casting it for a camp or on Yod?
Yeah, I was asking. I was trying to figure out where you're casting it at, so I would know whether this event sets off the alarm or not.
No, Yod made his choice.
Actually, before we leave, I could cast one glyph of warding nearby.
Okay,
You know what?
that's interesting. Hang on, let's roll with this. That's interesting because I don't think glyph of warding does what you think it does. But where do you want to put it?
Yeah, no, I will. If you're talking about the fact that it is a landmine rather than a thing to protect someone,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what it does.
Okay. Cool.
Um, as for where to put it, don't want to put it too close to Yod in case he sets it off. However, there is also the issue of, you know, him of making sure it's close enough that it's protective for him.
Yeah.
Probably about right here. And
So-
probably I would have mentioned it and I probably would have carved a little bit of a warning into the tree to let Yod know about it.
Okay.
You can set the trigger.
Yeah, and there's explosive runes, but there's also a spell glyph too.
So yeah, if you have like alarm or something else, you can put a different spell on it. So instead of it exploding, it alerts you.
That would kind of be neat. Glyph of warding,
Glyph
spell,
of glyph of
spell
warding.
glyph, alarm.
Yeah. Glyph of warding has a
Um,
lot of utility.
okay, so perhaps so glyph awarding I could use it as an alarm to let me know if someone messes with him.
Yeah.
Okay, then okay, so I just cast it on the area right above him as a alarm.
It has to be cast on an object.
That's why I said the dirt above him.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, in that case, about 4 hours in. And remember, you're a quarter of a mile away, so you guys will have to make 2 dash actions once your alarm goes off to get here. And that'll still may not even be enough. How much is hang on.
So if it's 2 dash actions, that would be normally 120 feet. That means we can see it within range of bows and spells.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay. So
A
it's
quarter,
1,000.
a quarter of a mile would be like
A quarter of a mile
1,000.
is a quarter of a mile is 1,320 feet. So it would take you a full minute to run.
That would be 10 turns of combat.
Yeah, that would be 10 turns of combat. So, Yad, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you all ready?
Let me double check something real quick. Enhance ability. I can cast that on myself, right?
Yep.
Any of them here give me a movement buff? Does not look like it. Okay, yeah, no, that doesn't do anything for me in this case. So, all right, ready to go.
Okay. I just gotta check one thing real fast for you, sir. We're going to pop that out so that I'm not looking at your stuff. Oh. That's right, you guys are not. Okay. Alright. Alright. This could work. Maybe. So, Yod. About 4
Yep.
hours into your sleep, you are picked up out of the dirt. At this time, the alarm goes off. Yod, you are being held by your throat, and the first thing you see. Oh. No.
So, real quick,
Yep.
I want to know when I have moved 120 feet because I can cast a spell 1,200 feet away.
Okay. All right. What's giving you that ability? You think
I'll
that?
reveal.
All right. Let's see. So the alarm goes off. Mizra, what are you doing?
I am letting everybody know, hey, Yod might be in trouble.
So the first thing you see, Yod, is this group. Then you finally are able to look down and you see this group. If I can. There we go. You are being held aloft by a coven mistress. Mizra, you are not quite there yet, so you do not see them yet.
Ooh, cool.
Not quite there. Like, wouldn't the alarm just have gone off?
Yeah,
And they were a quarter mile away?
yeah, yeah. No, they're still not going to be able to reach you for like a full minute.
Okay.
That's
Fortunately,
10 rounds of playtime.
fortunately, they're not necessarily in a mood to kill you just yet. The woman tosses you on the ground and says, "Well, what do we have here?"
An old man trying to sleep, and he'll roll back into his hole.
No, no, you don't. And she lifts you up and kicks the dirt into the hole.
How can I help you?
Where are my sisters?
Are those the... When I got here... sorry. When I got here, there was a burning pile of corpses. There was some kind of battle here, it looks like. Maybe that's what it is. I've been traveling all day. I'm very old. I'm very tired. I saw a tree in a place where I thought no one would come snooping, and I just tried to take a nap. It was so old.
Make a deception check.
He is old though.
Yeah, but he's trying to come across like he's too old to be powerless.
Yeah, that's fair. Deception. True. Whopping +1 modifier.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, it's true. Every little bit counts. 14.
Okay. She sneers at you for a moment, tosses you back on the ground, looks over at one of the two witches and snaps her fingers, and then points to one of the houses. Two
What did they
rounds.
do?
2 rounds have gone by. So 12 seconds has gone by. Briar, you are within range.
I expected them to immediately just take him. I'm gonna hold on to that. Actually, give me 1 second.
Okay. Yad, what are you doing? Are you going to watch this? What this witch is doing?
They're just going to investigate the house?
She's walking towards the house that the owlbears were in.
Are they leaving me alone to do this, or is she standing guard
She
while the other
is
two do it?
standing right on top of you.
He's gonna look up a little bit. Am I not supposed to be here? I didn't see anyone around.
She picks up, in a smooth, swift motion, she picks up her two-handed sword with a single hand, points the end of it at you, and says, "Be quiet, and you will be spared."
He puts his hand behind his head and lays down on his back. And he's quiet.
You hear the soft crunching of the witch stepping into the owlbear nest. She's rummaging through. And then
I want to take this time to. No, not this time. I'll wait till the next round to prepare an action because I don't want to waste a spell slot.
Let me know when I'm in 240 feet away.
okay. So three so 2 more rounds have gone by. So that's another 240. So you've gone 480 of the 1320.
Just so that we're also aware, my character removed their armor to sleep and didn't try and get it back on.
Okay.
I do have my shield and longsword though.
Okay. You have 840 feet left.
Eight 840 feet left?
Yep.
Okay, how much can we cover in a round by dashing?
120 feet.
Dash action.
Well, in a round, it would be you only get 1 dash action, right?
Yeah, you only get 1 dash action unless you're a rogue.
Yes, that'd be 60 foot around.
And
Oh,
yeah, that's right. 60 foot around. So
I've got a 40-foot movement speed. How much range do I get with the dash action?
You
80.
get double that, so you'll get 80.
Cool. Still gonna try and dash to try and close the distance a bit faster.
Okay. So, Yod, you hear a hiss and a response in a language you don't understand. And then the Coven mistress turns to you and says, "We have what we need. We'll leave. You can go back to sleep now."
Thank you. I'll be safe. And he'll roll over to go back to sleep, but after they leave, he's gonna cast Pass Without Trace on him and Dog and then follow them for a little ways.
Okay, well, while they're leaving, your companions are catching up to where you are.
He doesn't know that.
That's true. He does not.
Could we see how many creatures were there?
You could. There are 7.
With those big sizes, we at least know there's 3 hags here.
Yes. With the big sizes, you know that there are at least 3 Coven maidens.
Y'all are seeing that a quarter of a mile away through the trees and the houses?
We're a little closer than a quarter of a mile away.
Yeah,
by now.
they're less than a tenth of a mile away by this point. Before these guys are out of sight.
Damn, some good eyesight.
So how many more rounds before we would make it there?
I mean, if y'all had 840 feet left, it would take
Yeah, no, we're not getting anywhere near.
Mm-mm.
more than 10,
Yeah.
11 rounds to get there with a 40-foot of movement.
So
I need to get Spell Sniper.
Let's come down here.
Well, no, he's not going to follow him. He's just going to lay down and finish his rest.
Okay, sorry. So here's what happens. You start to follow.
No. I changed my mind. Like, he's not going to follow him. He's just going to lay down and finish his rest. Like, he's not. Doesn't have the health or spells to follow them in the event that something goes wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just gonna finish his restings.
All right, so we come upon a scene of Yod outside of his hole, just trying to take a nap still.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have gotten back in the hole, or made another hole.
Well, he's in. I mean, they're there in less than 2 minutes. So, how long does it take you to make a hole?
Mold Earth is instantaneous.
Oh,
so like
okay.
2 actions of Mold Earth.
Okay, gotcha. You guys return. You guys see Yod is back in a different hole. The old hole is disturbed, and you guys do see tracks everywhere.
Should we make sure that the enemy did not just simply bury him after they killed him?
Hold on. I don't. I don't think they would leave him there. Because your alarm spell went off, right?
Yes, que favor.
What was the trigger?
Disturbing of the ground right above. Disturbing of the ground right above Yod.
Okay, and so you used mental alarm?
Yes.
I feel like the Coven would have felt that energy go off, or at least seen the glyph. Let's wait for now. I want to wait a little longer to see if they fully vacate the area. I wouldn't be surprised if they left a trap specifically for us.
The trigger was just disturbing the ground.
Yep.
How do y'all know it's the Coven?
Well, there's only. Oh, when I say disturbing the ground, I mean the earth got upturned,
Okay.
which leaves one of 2 options. One, you just decided to short rest and just broke out of the ground only to rebury yourself. Or someone just tore you out of the ground.
And I
All
already
right.
stated my suspicions last session that the Coven are patrolling this area. So even if it's a wild animal, I'd still do this.
That's fair.
Okay. So, um, you guys have a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So are we where we are on the map right now?
Yes, yes, because I feel like Briar's cautious enough that she would stop at that point and not and tell the group not to go further.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Detect Magic. I'm going to use the rest of my Soul Essence to uh, extend the range, and then I'm going to use my Meta Magic to extend the range double again.
Okay.
And so that's going to go out to 120 feet. And I'm going to hold concentration on that no matter what,
Okay.
unless I specifically say I'll drop it.
Okay. I'm sorry. Which spell are you doing?
Detect Magic.
Detect magic. you don't feel any magical essence. Nope.
1 second.
Okay.
Because that's the range it's at right now.
Right. Yeah, no, you don't feel anything.
Okay, I'm going to cautiously start walking up.
Okay.
I think
You're good.
Zira would join her kind of almost in like a bodyguard stance.
Denji and Aiba are talking to each other at this point. I'm sorry, Denji and Splatamir.
There's not a single trace of magic in 120 feet.
Nope. Yeah, do you feel them walking up though?
Say it one more
No.
time.
You feel them walking up.
We'll look over quickly just to make sure it's them, and then finish resting.
Wait, does your head stick out of the ground or some shit?
Yeah, you gotta breathe.
Ah, well, in that case, probably look at you and go, hey, we've got a camp set up. Perhaps come and sleep in the camp?
I've been sleeping here. I'm already here.
Yeah, well, now you've already been disturbed once. What's to say that nothing else is going to come disturb you, and safer spot.
What do you mean?
Well, clearly something happened. What did happen, by the way?
Oh, I got to pee. I went back to bed.
Well, I suppose that was a waste of a glyph of warding, and I can't cast it again.
What happened to your cap?
Uh, but before we
Hmm?
continue on, yeah, I'd make a deception check. And Mizra, make an insight check.
3.
Yeah, I've got a +7 on insight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he's lying. He's definitely lying. In fact, even your base perception, you can see like tracks all over the ground.
Yeah. Just gonna kind of reach over and tap him on top of the head with my foot.
Yes.
What really happened?
Oh yeah. I guess I'm reckoning out some visitors. They came by, got something they needed, and they went on their way.
Do you happen to see what they took with them?
No. I was looking at the stars.
I suppose I cannot fault a carefree man for doing carefree man things. But come on, Yud. Let's at least get you into the camp, so that way we're not having to run quarter mile just to get to you in case trouble happens to find you again.
Well, you didn't have to, but since it seems to be the only way I'm going to get some rest tonight, suppose lead the way.
And I guess with that, we're heading back to camp, aren't we?
Yeah, you are.
Is that to me or the group?
That was to the group. I responded to you.
Okay. I'm gonna keep detect magic up for the whole 10 minutes
Okay.
on our way back.
Fair enough.
From Yod, from what you can tell, the Coven got what they wanted and has left. Um, there is no scrying that has been detected on you for the full duration.
Okay.
So, long rest?
Yes, long rest. Okay. Where did Splatomir's token go?
I still see it.
Oh, there it is.
You mistake it for debris there for a second.
Almost, yeah. Oh, it was so
Don't worry.
translucent I couldn't see it.
Don't worry, I very nearly did myself.
Okay, I'll be right back. My son's calling me real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So, you guys get your full rest in, and you continue the day. I'm going to scoop all of you up. And we are going to move you guys over. Wow. No. What the hell? All right.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, you guys are going to be in the top left corner. And this is the following day after you guys have gotten up. Does anyone want to eat breakfast or anything before you guys continue on?
Yeah, Yaddle, he'll have some of his rations and stretch and drink water and get ready for the day.
No, Zero would probably get herself something to eat as well. Probably have one of her rations. Probably ask anyone if they need to get topped up on water.
Okay.
Thank you.
And if anyone does, that would be a use of create or destroy water.
Okay. All right. So your group continues on. You come to an area of the forest that seems different. Um, Water is flowing freely. It's about knee deep high. It's kind of a swampy area, but the water's clear. You can see it. Um, but as you are like walking in it, debris is being kicked up from around your feet.
All right. Which direction are we traveling in?
You're going from the top left corner to the bottom right corner.
All right.
Are there gators in the water?
You don't know, but you might find out.
I'm going to roll me a quick survival if that's all right.
You go right
See if
ahead.
there's anything. See if there's anything we need to worry about in this water. A 15.
A 15. No, not offhand. You don't think so. This area usually gets too cold during the winters for gators to have existed here, and you're not seeing any, especially anything that might resemble gators.
Oh, I wasn't specifically looking for gators. I was looking for anything that we might be concerned about in this area.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, there's definitely possible large birds, giant spiders, large ants, onkegs. You wouldn't necessarily want to just like stay here.
But otherwise, it's generally safe to pass through.
Yeah.
No chance of falling into a mire or, suddenly having the ground cave in under our feet or quicksand or anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
Cool. Because in my armor, that's going to be a real issue.
Yeah.
Alright. Seems it is safe enough to move forward through this land. With that, Zera's going to start moving towards our goal.
Okay. Briar, Yod, what are you two doing?
Don't know yet.
I'll keep up with them.
Okay.
Guess we're keeping up.
We gotta move forward anyways.
Yeah.
The entire time Zera's doing this, she's just doing her best to keep vigil as well.
Okay. Perception checks.
Is this water shallow enough to walk across?
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's only knee deep at its deepest parts.
Perception check real quick.
Yep.
Is a passive of 21 enough?
Yeah.
My passive perception is 14.
Okay.
13 if we're going off passive.
Okay. 13 for Dingy. And I will pull up Splads as well.
I think he's 13 off the top of my head.
15.
15.
All right. So as you guys are walking through and making your way, you notice a couple birds that are roosting not far from where you are at. Let me. All right. Can you guys see those on your map?
Yeah.
These are
Are those
quite
rocks?
large birds. Yeah. Well, they're not rocks. They're blood falcons, or not blood falcons, blood hawks.
Any risk to us?
Yeah, these things are about 10 feet wide.
How aggressive do they usually get?
Normally, they're not very aggressive towards humanoids at all, but they seem to be looking at you. They're both of each one's kind of keeping an eye on your group.
God's going to use his Earth Genasi trait for pass without trace. As long as y'all are within 30 feet of him, you can sneak by with a +10 to your dex or your stealth.
I'm going to have
sick.
Splattermere prepare that if they start attacking us, he's going to use where the fuck did it go? The Patron's Pestilence.
Okay. Oh, he doesn't have that.
Oh, he doesn't have that anymore?
We talked about that. Because that's from the when Lockjaw died, he lost his connection to Lockjaw's patron.
Right. Okay, so do you want me to delete it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do I have calm emotions? I do. Does that work on non-humanoids? Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius. So no, it does not work on non-humanoids. Ew. Sticking close to a yacht then.
I don't know if he wants to pause. I'm just slowly moving him along the route he would take.
Okay.
He's from the desert, so he's weary of deep water.
Yeah.
Big waters, what have you.
As you're getting closer to the birds,
Where'd my token go?
sorry.
There it is. Sorry.
As you're getting closer to the birds, they are becoming visibly more agitated.
Go ahead. Do you want us to go ahead and roll stealths?
Yeah, you can do that.
Hey.
Everyone gets a +10 from pass without trace.
Okay.
Hey guys, let's start heading up to the north and around. If they're getting agitated but not leaving, chances are this is their nest and they have eggs. We could probably just walk away.
I don't think we can get far enough away around.
Well, they
Yeah.
let us get this close. I don't see why we can't just head to the north and then head east.
Splattermere. Always with the 20s.
Sticking close to yard.
What is Dingy doing?
Let's see. Dingy's kind of a carefree character. He's just gonna keep on walking with Yod, like there's nothing wrong. Hang on, just a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so the Bloodhawks are watching. They're becoming more agitated, but they haven't moved.
Are they like looking right at us from what we can tell?
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
It's got an hour. He'll just sit there and hide for a bit until if they don't lose interest or forget about us within half an hour, he'll just keep on moving. But he'll wait up to half an hour for them to think that we've left.
Okay. One of them squawks and the other one responds. And you notice that this one keeps
which one was that one?
It's the one down here to your left.
Okay, the one to the south was.
Yep. Is keeping its eye on you. The other one to your east has turned around and is looking out further to the east and to the south.
And I roll a nature check to see if this is normal behavior for those who might be intruding on their nesting area.
Okay.
8.
You don't know of anything that could make them this nervous, especially with them being so large. But you've seen things in this valley that aren't normal. So the possibility of something acting like a predator to these creatures is possible.
Cool.
If they're willing to turn their noses at threats this close, then we're not the biggest things around here. I think we need to move along. I doubt that they're going to attack us if we keep in the middle.
Agreed. You keep pushing Yod forward. I grab Dingy.
Yeah.
Cool. I physically pick up Dingy.
Fucking Christ.
Hey,
Yeah, what
are
do you
you
think?
doing? And he's like flailing, but not really trying to fight.
Just calm down. Going to throw you up on my shoulder, and then we are going to move fast. Get out of these Bloodhawks' territory. Okay?
Okay, fine.
And with that, I sit him up on my shoulder.
Okay. He is going to be making perception checks for you. And because he's on your shoulders, he will do so with advantage. Which for him is just a straight roll because he has disadvantage or he has disadvantage on his. No, he'll have advantage on his perception checks. Okay.
Cool. Can we just remove his token for the duration of my carrying him?
That or just group them to
Yeah.
like splatter him.
Yeah, we'll just group him to splat for right now.
Oh, there you go.
It's fine. Just attach him to Splad. We'll leave him where he's at. Yod, stop right there.
I don't have the permission to do that. That's
It's fine. We'll just it's fine. I need everybody to make perception checks.
$19.
24.
He gets a 22.
18.
And Splatmir gets a 15. All right. So you guys start noticing that there are thick webs covering the branches and from even one trunk, the trunks of one tree onto another. Dingy is here now.
Are they blocking our way?
No, but I need. Let me bring it up here. Oh, wrong thing.
Do we need to make new stealth rolls for this, or are we using the last ones?
You're still using the last ones. I need everybody to make dexterity checks.
Saving throws or dexterity checks?
Dexterity checks.
11.
That's Splad's, and then here's mine.
Okay.
Ooh, that 24.
Actually, with Dingy up on my shoulder, do I have disadvantage?
You would,
Or does
yes.
he have disadvantage?
You would have disadvantage, and he would have disadvantage because he's also in heavy armor.
Ooh, so that's a 5.
Yeah, he's. Let's see what his dexterity check is. A 9. Okay.
Well, he did better than me. That's something.
All right. Yod, you're fine. Briar is fine, and Spladimir is fine.
Which leaves the fate of our two heavily armored characters.
Unfortunately, the other two have alerted something in the wood. Let's see here. I don't think I finished their thing, did I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. All right. That one moves. This one moves. This one moves. And this one moves. Okay, with your passive perceptions, they should not be able to beat your stealth now, so I will reveal them.
Oh god, those are a lot bigger than I thought they would be.
Let's look at these guys.
How do we not notice them coming up here?
They were hidden in the webbing, and they are web walkers. They are also, when you touch the webs, they use that to detect movement.
Yeah, basic spider shit.
Yeah.
So probably best case they were sitting still.
Oh yeah, no, they were
And-
definitely hidden in the trees up until this point. Like they were hidden in the
Yeah.
trees, not moving.
Or probably using the leaves for camouflage or some shit.
Yeah. All right. And we're going to clear this. All right. Everybody roll initiative.
23.
Do they have false appearance?
No.
Okay.
Ooh. And then we're gonna need
Yeah, I'm on my
an
way.
initiative for Yod
It
and
doesn't have
Dingy.
my updated character sheet on roll 20, but the modifier is +3.
So 19.
Yeah.
And we need one for Dingy.
All right. I need to get him highlighted first. There we go.
19. How did I get a higher initiative than the friggin' monk?
Well, you rolled a nat 20 first. And you rolled.
Oh,
All right, hang on. Oof, they're going first.
most of them are going first.
Do the spiders they saw us even though we were sneaking and everything?
Yes. So even though you were sneaking, two people failed their dexterity checks. And when you're touching their webs, they know that you're there, even if they can't see you.
Got you.
So right now, the only two people they know are here are me and Dingy. That about right?
Say that again?
So the only two people they know are here are me and Dingy.
Yes.
Cool. Time to do as tanks do and tank the hits.
Yod on the turn order should have a 19 rather than a 16.
Shit, that also reminds me, I keep not using that. Part of the attribute tree, I add my intelligence modifier to initiative, so that's actually 23.14. Not that it makes much of a difference.
No, that's okay. There's actually a way you can do that. If you go to core,
Oh, no, I already got that. Never mind. No, initiative is correct.
okay. So the only two people they know about, and they think it's just one person, is Dingy and Mizra. They don't see Yod, they don't see Briar, and they don't see Splatamir.
Fun.
Okay, so are they moving to attack?
They are.
Okay. So if they don't see three of us, then it's a surprise round.
So surprise round, does that mean you guys go first? Or
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm looking for something real quick. I'm gonna tell everyone to cover their eyes, and I'm casting pyrotechnics.
Okay. So this guy gets skipped, this guy gets skipped, this guy gets skipped.
And specifically, I'm going to do smoke.
Okay.
And so that's a 20-foot radius smoke that fills
Does
the
there
area.
have to be an area of non-magical flame?
What?
Doesn't there have to be an area of non-magical flame for you to use pyrotechnics?
Would a torch suffice?
I don't know.
Yeah, torch would suffice.
Like, I love pyrotechnics, but that's why I never went with it, because of it's not very often you. It's just such a rare circumstance to come across the circumstances needed for it to be effective. But are we also carrying torches in the middle of the day?
That is a good point.
Could just cast darkness for the same effect.
Okay. Where's the darkness centered?
Let me think for a second, because the point was to blind them and then lose them in the smoke. Would warding wind be strong enough to destroy the webs around us? If not, I can do Gust of Wind, which is a line attack, and make a break for us to get out of the area.
Yeah.
Warding Wind is good?
Yeah, Warding Wind is good.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
10-foot radius around us, destroying all the webs.
Okay.
How high up are they?
Right now, they're still in the trees. They're still more than 15 feet up in the air.
Oh, great. They get fall damage unless they're immune. So it moves with me.
Okay. So in that case, is everyone running?
I see no reason to stay and fight.
At least with when it comes to fighting them, I don't want to be pinched in the middle of them. And with it being a surprise round, an action. Do we get a boom it with a surprise?
Yeah, you do.
All right. Move at least 30 feet. And just break through whatever webs are around the area, kind of creating a path for us.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, we're running?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or at least getting out of their lair. If we turn to fight, we can, but rather not be in the middle of them. Or have us get trapped in webs.
So on your turn, you decide the group's actions.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. That was my assumption. I apologize. So
All I said is what I was doing.
yeah, Briar is doing gust of
Yeah,
wind.
no, and at this point, Mira is like, shit, we fucked up.
So Dingy doesn't have a choice. He's on Mizra's shoulders. Um, Briar is choosing to run. If Mizra wants to, because it's technically Mizra's turn first. If Mizra wants to wait for Briar to run and then chase after her with Dingy on her shoulders, she can do that. Yod is free to do whatever he likes.
Yeah, no. If Mizra sees Briar making a break for it, she's going to make a break for it too. Right behind her. Just as a general course of action, because we are clearly in their kill zone.
Okay.
I do not wish to fight them in their kill zone.
What? It's melee. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand what the trepidation is with fighting the spiders.
Well, one, we're
Right.
surrounded.
There's no. There's one on. There's two on one side and two on another. There's darkness from all around, from what I can tell, so nobody can really see anything, except for Yod, maybe the spiders.
Where's the darkness coming from?
Didn't
Yeah, no.
Briar cast darkness?
No, I
Yeah,
cast
no,
Warding Wind.
Briar chose Warding Wind.
Oh, okay.
So most spiders are venomous or poisonous. We're in the valley, which means random shit
It's
happens,
fine. You're
weird shit
gonna.
happens.
We'll just run, I guess. That's what you've decided.
Do you have a problem? Do you
It
want
gets
to
a
talk
little
about stuff?
frustrating. It gets a little sure. It gets a little frustrating. That Briar seems to be just the decision maker for the group. When things are up to discussion, like Briar does ask occasionally, but then tends to worst case scenario other people's ideas until their idea seems like the only plausible one. Like last session, the problems with my plans were just what ifs. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? When all those same what ifs could apply to the same plan. And now, like, Briar's decided to run, and so another player, even though their turn is first, is like withholding their turn because Briar decided to run, and it's like we've never been in a melee before. I can understand wanting to get out of melee or out of their reach, but like they're just seem like Splattermere. I don't know if it's the character or the person, but the Splattermere, the character, very much seems to just do whatever Briar does. I'm not saying that Briar's ideas aren't good. They're just, if they're not followed, they tend to be argued against or reasoned against until they are followed. And a lot of times there seems to be like, just this is what I'm, as Briar decided to doing, so I assume this is what the rest of the party is doing. And that's been getting a little frustrating to me, honestly. And I apologize. I should have spoken up about it a little bit sooner rather than being subtle or just like passive aggressive about it. And so when this happened, like Briar decided to run. I understand there was a miscommunication and misunderstanding there, but like Briar decided to run, and then suddenly seeing the whole group go off the screen, like that was a different thing. And in this particular situation, like Briar's decided to run, and so now the party seems to act like we've never been in a melee situation before, and are just running.
So I can
So
understand what you're saying and how you're feeling. The main things here is that when I come up with a course of action, I say it out loud. And in every interaction where you've had a problem with it, you say your side, and I talk to you about it. And 50% of the time, you say, whatever, shut the fuck up, and move on. And the other half, you do whatever you're going to do anyway. So there's never been a case where we've actually been able to talk anything out because you shut it down.
no,
Secondly,
okay, sorry. Go ahead.
look at the position we're in. If I move an inch, I get 2 attacks of opportunity against me, as well as most of the squad if they move up or down. We're in a spider lab or lair where 4 humongous spiders have made their nest. These are the only ones that we have seen.
Right, but
Spiders trap you with their webs. On top of that, most of them are venomous or poisonous.
so
This is
what
the
is
valley.
a good encounter to pursue? Just so I can have a frame of reference going forward.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we're running from this one because there's spiders. I mean, from what I've seen of your character, like you've got a lot of options available. And between the group of us, there are options available. Like there are options available to us from our character sheets that none of us are really attempting to utilize. It's just this is immediately bad right off the bat, so we're getting out of here. In this situation, like you can move. Um, I know Splat can move without taking opportunity attacks. Skimmer's got some room to move. Everyone on the bottom row has some room to move. You may have to disengage, but like I could be mistaken, but like I feel like I've seen your character in the past get out of these sort of situations without getting the opportunity attacks. Not to mention, like at least one of those opportunity attacks, you know, and a lot of this is just like path not taken, but like I do have spells that are intended to mostly support things like slow and Tasha's mind whip, where they have to like choose from another of options. Um, like you and I, we've had disagreements, and there just seems and a lot of it might be on my end for sure. Like I'm not trying to belittle my or take away from any of my fault. Um, in my experience, I feel like whenever I presented ideas, they've been what ifed out of reason, and honestly, because of the nature of my interactions, like I'll admit there is an inherent kind of stubbornness. So I do try my best to not let that come into play. I feel like if we collaborate more on what options we have rather than what options I see versus what options you see, like things might go a little smoother.
So, can I throw my 2 cents into this
Yeah.
in the middle of this? Um, Way I see it, we're not just running away from this fight. We're putting ourselves in a position to assess the situation and decide if we actually want to fight this out, or we can be in a more advantageous position if we do decide to take on this fight. So this isn't a retreat. This is a tactical withdrawal to reassess our choices.
So you're just
And
getting out
maybe,
of range of the spiders, or are we running away from the encounter?
as far as I am concerned, at this point, it is a withdraw to better assess the situation and put ourselves in a more advantageous position rather than in the middle of a spider's lair surrounded on 3 sides by different spiders.
So we're disengaging from the encounter.
I think what he's saying,
That's
excuse
not at
me.
all what either of us have said.
I think what they're saying is that they're disengaging from being right up front to positioning themselves in a better, a to maneuvering the group into a better position is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way we're not having to fight on 2 fronts. Instead, we have the enemy coming at us from one direction.
So
So out
the
of
language
curiosity, real quick. Chapel.
Yeah.
If I didn't do warding wind and break the webs around us, if any of us decided to say Yacht or Dingy move up and hit this spider or potentially this in melee, would they have a chance to be trapped in webs?
Yes.
Okay.
so
This
okay.
and
On
this
that
is
note,
valid.
out of curiosity, like how would a cantrip like Gust affect the webs? I have Dust Devil that could affect the webs. I have Magnify Gravity that could affect the webs and get them down. I have Raven Enfeeblement that can affect the spiders and make them worse. I have Dust Devil again, and even Thunderstep, like to get me and at least one other person like out of melee range if necessary.
Now, one thing I just want to say is that when the group moved, that was me and that was on me. That
Oh yeah, yeah.
was um
I
and
tried to.
and I'm sorry about that cuz the thing is we do need to go in order. Um and the order currently is Mizra, Briar, then Dingy, then Yod.
Right, but it's the language used made it seem like all those people were just getting out of the combat and away from danger,
Gotcha.
like in a general sense, not in a round sense.
Right. Yeah. No, and you're absolutely right. That was the language used, and that's partially on me because I try to tell the story in a simultaneous 6 seconds of everything happening instead of going round by round or not round by round but turn by turn as things are happening.
I got you. Um, yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Um, like even in that regard, though, like there was like with that misunderstanding, like there was asking of Briar's opinion and one person following them, and then it was decided. It seemed to just be assumed that Skimmer, Splat, and Yod were all of the same accord. When honestly, that's
Speaking
not
of,
even the
where is
close.
Skimmer's token?
Oh shit, that's right. He needs to be out here. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, and again, like I apologize for my attitude and like where I've been at fault here, because that wasn't the right way to handle the situation. But if it's agreeable to you, Briar, I think maybe just better communication and benefit of the doubt on my end, and maybe just some more collaboration because your character is brilliant and has a lot of options. Like you're a great player and you know how to play your character, but yours isn't the only good character. Like you have your options where you could have gotten rid of the spells your way or the webs and examples in a way around them, and like I do as well. And even like Skimmer, like Rangers with like they're great with like changing the environment for battle and stuff like that. Um,
You were part of the surprise round, right?
yeah,
Yep.
So why didn't you?
I was never asked to do a turn. Like you, it was never like, hey, Yod, what are you doing during the surprise round? Most of it was you and Mesra deciding what to do and then doing it.
So I used my character with the resources at hand because, as you were remarking about the build of my character, there's a lot of moving parts that you guys don't see. A lot of my stuff I can only use once. And honestly, my character sheet is a mess for most people to look at. There is a lot of resources at hand that are very finite. And so when I do something, I do it because I've considered more than 3 different things going on.
Now, I'm not arguing against that, but outside of your character and all of its moving parts, there are other characters with their own moving parts as well.
And I get that. And there's nothing preventing you from also doing a tactic like that. All I did was take my turn. I never suggested for anyone else to even follow me. All I asked to Chapel was once I wanted to do pyrotechnics, you pointed out I don't have a source of fire. So then I thought, okay, well, what's the best advantageous thing I can do for the party? I considered darkness, but not all of us can see through darkness. And there's a chance the spiders don't even rely on eyesight in anyways. The main part of pyrotechnics was to blind the enemy. And so that was a gamble in the first place. After considering that, and thank you for pointing that out because that would have wasted my turn, I then did Gust of Wind after checking in with the DM to clear the area for everyone else. I used my turn to utilize my spells to make sure everyone else had the freedom to do what they wanted to do and create an exit strategy. What I said upon doing this was, hey, I am repositioning over here to get out of their lair, and if we fight, we fight. You immediately said we're leaving the combat.
Okay.
Exit strategy, escape out of the lair. I think it's fair to interpret it that way.
Okay.
All right. So,
I need to pause for a second because I need to wake the girlfriend up for work. Um,
mm,
we're gonna take a
gotcha.
short break. You guys are welcome to continue to talk, but I've got to take care of this real fast. I shouldn't be more than 10 or 15 minutes.
Cool, cool. All right. So, are we going to take the time for this break to talk, or do we need actual break here?
Um, it's up to you. I feel calm. I I hope I'm not coming across as like angry or mad. Like I'm trying
All
to
right.
just find a
All right.
solution mid-ground.
All right. So here's my thoughts on the matter. Dingy is up on my shoulders. I I need to get out of this layer so that way I can figure out if Dingy's going to be fighting from on top of my shoulders or if I need to set Dingy down.
Okay. So there, by lair, do you mean like this immediate fighter area that we can see, or just like this section of the map? And like, are we considering?
This immediate area
Okay,
for where we are at.
that's
Um,
where I misunderstood.
okay. All right, cool. Um,
Because I already messaged Chapel about this of with all of our passive perceptions, with the enemies not having stuff like false appearance, there's no reason for us to have stumbled upon this trap anyways, and he apologized. With that being said, we're in it. And so I cannot take a hit in any capacity. If Briar gets hit, she's pretty much dead. That's the kind of character that I'm playing.
Gotcha.
glass cannon
On
then.
top of that, I use I'd like to actually explain something of why I have so many options and how I work so that you can get a better understanding of why I do things.
Oh yeah, I think the just not understanding each other completely has been part of the issue.
It would probably be useful for me too, so that way I can know how to position myself best.
So, main core spellcasters, everyone has spell slots. That can't be changed. If you do anything else, it just kind of ruins what D&D is.
Right.
For spells, I can only ever cast a spell once per long rest. Unless it's under certain circumstances. The way I cast spells is by throwing tarot cards. Once those cards leave my hand, they're out of my deck. I only have 3 first level spell slots and 2 first. I am a very
Okay.
slow building character. I am not powerful in any regard to that. The variety of spells I can cast specifically come from different spell schools. That's why I don't have like a spell book or I'm restricted to having things prepared. So I can cast any level that I can naturally cast of spell slot. So at this case, 2, level 2, from the schools of enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, and transmutation. So that leaves anything from abjuration, conjuration, divination, psionic, and I think one other. Pretty much all the heavy CC and damaging spells I can't do. I can buff, I can do displacement, and I have the utility to like detect everything around us. That's about it. Chapel gave me a spell book from the Covenants. That's where I get some of my offensive spells. Without them, so like Searing Spear, without them, I would never be able to cast an offensive spell to begin with. And again, once I cast it, it's gone. So the few things that I do have offensively are very limited, on top of very limited amount of spell slots. Now, I do have a lot of utility when it comes to things like Soul Reap, Masterful Flux, Unravel the Weave. My aggressive spell deck and experience of the Ancients allow me to put twists on everything. But again, once it's casted, those resources are gone. So when I make a decision, it's not a split second thing. And for the most part, it's just for my character. When I do something for the group, it's a wide utility to make sure everyone can do what they want to do. So here's my perspective in this situation. We walked into the middle of a spider lair. To Briar's knowledge, because she studied up on the valley and all of her experiences before she got here. And to give you real stats, her wisdom is 20 and her intelligence is 15. Her passive perception is 21. She's a very wise person and a very good tactician. Upon stumbling into this, she sees 4 giant fucking spiders in the Valley of the Chaos of the Elements. To her, best case scenario, they petrify us on a bite. Because the valley is fucking weird. These creatures are all messed up. And as far as she cares, getting bitten is pretty much death. So applying that logic to everyone else and their well-being, she made the best course of action that she could to ensure everyone else can leave unscathed. And that was breaking the webs that would have stuck us all in place or made us impossible to leave. Now, once we have vacated a certain amount of distance and they don't have their favorite terrain and we have an advantage on them, absolutely we can turn on them. But we don't know what they're capable of. And none of us, at least at our current level, shouldn't, unless Chapel has given something that I don't know of, be able to cure things like petrification. And if
Let me
one of us
double
goes
check on
down,
that.
yeah, go ahead. And if one of us goes down, I don't think we can recover them in this situation.
So, does your character know this?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know these spiders can do petrification or not. The point is, her perspective is these animals are fucked, and best case scenario, someone gets bitten, they get poisoned, we can cure it and move on. Worst case, and it's normally the worst case in the valleys of elements, all of us get bitten, petrified, or cursed, or something, and devoured.
Yeah. Well, if
But you
nothing
don't
else, I've
know
got
for
remove
certain.
cur. I've got remove curse, so curses aren't as much of an issue. But yeah, unless the petrification is magic or curse based, I can't do shit against petrification.
I don't think any of us will be for a long time. That's a high level thing.
Okay, but not knowing this for certain, and then yes, I see the the value in your plan, and it is a good plan. Um, However, like my issue with that particular plan is that for you that works, um, but it also involves the assumption that this is the worst case scenario, and it involves the assumption that this is what the rest of the party will need to do and wants to do. Um, so from my
Not at all.
perspective, I
As far as I can tell, Briar is just trying to fall back so that way she can be at her most useful. I'm falling back because I have another person on my shoulder, and I am not entirely sure I want to fight 4 giant spiders with another person on my shoulder.
would it be like I'm sure you can just get them off if like a bonus action at most. Um,
That would depend on Chapel.
it
Yeah.
would, but that's what I'm trying to get at. There's a lot of unknowns here that are assumed.
I'm back.
That's kind of dictating what the majority or what the party is doing.
So by me making the best case scenario play for myself and subsequently giving you guys an exit without telling you to go to the exit, I have now cordoned off every avenue of idea or attack or plan that you could have had.
No.
Look, here's here's my view on the situation. Chapel heard the plan and assumed we were all going to follow it. That sound about right, Chapel?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So, this argument is kind of going around in circles.
Okay.
Rogue did not intend for the entire party to follow right off the bat. That was on Chapel. So, the way I'm seeing this right now is, at the very least, Mizra and Briar, along with Dingy, due to him being on Mizra's shoulders, are making a tactical, is falling back to assess the situation and get in a more set up in a more advantageous position.
Okay.
Whether or not Yod, Splad, and Skimmer follow along with that, that is entirely up to you and Chapel at this point.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. So anything else at this point is going to just be going around in circles over this matter. That sound about right at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, how about we just play it off how I just described at this point, with Mizra, Briar, and Dingy pulling out of the immediate trap to get properly set up to, and then whatever Yod and Splad and Skimmer are going to do is going to happen.
Okay. And
That works for me.
I will try
Cool.
to not move the entire group as a unit anymore. Like I said, that was
At
on
least
me.
until we have decided that yes, this is what we are going to do as a group.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Glad we got this sorted. Cause this has been a fun game. I don't want things like this to be ruining the fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
Okay. So, it is Mizra's turn.
So, we're going to do so. At this point, Mizra is going to be looking for a way out. If Briar is going to continue on with the plan that their player has mentioned, I think I'm just going to hold my action and follow Briar out
Okay.
when she casts Warding Wind and gets out.
Okay. Briar, Briar, is that what you wanted to do, or do you have a change of action that you want to complete, or?
Tell you what, yeah, let's look at this entire scenario real quick to recap everything. We walked into here. We realized that there's 4 giant spiders. I have not casted anything. There's a surprise round where 3 of us get to go first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 3 of us can go first.
4
4?
if we count Skimmer.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 of us can go first before initiative even starts. Talk to us. What is your plan of action for the current situation? What is your ideas?
Mine.
Yes.
So right off the bat, given that they're spiders and they're giant spiders and likely have good strength, dex, constitution, and wisdom, I feel like the best bet then would be either Ray of Enfeeblement, to at least make them weaker. But they also don't rely too much on strength. It's mostly just poison. So I think the best bet would either be Tasha's Mind Whip, which would do some psychic damage to one of them and at least limit their turn economy, the action economy on their next turn. That's all I can do right now without hitting the party as well.
Okay. So that's your offensive moves. Now, both those spells can only hit one creature, right?
Tasha's Mind Whip can. So can Ray of Enfeeblement. But Dust Devil is more an AoE.
Okay, so you would choose to stay still and attack one creature. Is there any other things that you might want to try? Because again, I haven't even casted Warding Wind. So we still have webs all around us. It's how they sensed us in the first place. And as Chapel has said, if we move anywhere in this area, we are either on difficult terrain or we're going to be stuck.
Yeah, I can do Dust Devil if the focus is taking down the webs. Dust Devil can do that. I would imagine that's up to Chapel.
Yeah. If Warding Wind would be able to do that, Dust Devil definitely would.
Okay. So you want to put off an offensive conjuration to aid in the action economy and take care of some of the utility that we need.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you moving after you've conjured this?
Well, first,
before I do that, everyone else needs to take their turn because how they move and act in the space and the battlefield is created when it actually is my turn will have an effect on that. So I can't guarantee you that 3 moves from now, after everyone else has taken their turn, that this is what I'm going to do.
well, yours
But this is a surprise round where you're going first.
Yeah. So here's what's going to happen. So Skimmer knows what he's going to do. Splad knows what he's going to do.
So we're all saying what we're doing at the same time, and that all
Yeah.
happens on the first. That all happens, or are we taking the surprise round by initiative order?
We're taking the surprise round by initiative order. Dingy doesn't have a choice. He's sitting on someone's shoulders, and that person's already had their turn. They've already got their action selected. So you'll technically go right after Briar because Dingy won't even get a turn.
All right.
So, with it being a surprise round, when could I communicate what I'm doing and formulate with Yad for him to do his Dust Devil instead of me doing Warding One?
So as you guys are
But
approaching,
that's like that. I'm for kind of. There's a fine line between metagaming and planning. Like, what are you going to do next on your turn? Definitely seems like metagaming to me.
But that was your initial complaint. That was what was problem is I acted on my turn independently, casted a spell without consulting you. So now it's
No,
metagaming.
that's not what I was saying.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. Let's chill for a second.
If we're taking the surprise round by
Okay.
initiative order, let's just go in the initiative order. I feel like that would be the simplest.
Okay. So
Okay.
what I was going to say was as you guys are approaching, you could clearly see the webs. So before you get to where the spiders are approaching you and have surrounded you, you would both have time to work out, hey, there's spider webs here. If we run into spiders, what do we want to do? You won't have time for a full-on conversation, but you'll have time to go to say like, well, if something happens, I'll do this and you can do that. Or one of you can say, well, okay, and then if you do that, then I'll do this. Because that it makes sense that as you're approaching, the two of you would plan for something to happen. Because it's not like you don't see the spider webs ahead of you.
If that is the case, then as we're approaching, would I be able to put Digi down so that way he's not tied to my action economy? Because if that's the case, then my actions are going to change.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
All right.
Okay.
So we're retconning to before the spiders popped out.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. In that
if
scenario, I think.
if it's okay, can we move back? Can I move the group to maybe right up here where this first tree is, where you guys were walking between the two hawks?
Yeah, that seems like it would work.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Yad?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you guys are right around here.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that.
That's okay. You guys are here. You guys can see the webs. I'll move the spiders back to where they were. Let's see. This guy was in this tree. This guy was in this tree. Down here.
All right.
And over here.
All right. Because in this situation, if we can see the spider nest, I think I'd much rather just risk going closer to the Bloodhawk and just walk and just hoping that he's willing to be peacefully let us walk by so we can go around the spider nest.
I agree. If we see the spider webs before we get there, I feel like the logical thing would try to be to sneak around.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly agree. You would have casted Pass Without Trace at this point, and if we could have moved from here to here, then I don't see a reason that we can't move through there.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have an issue with any of this.
We re-rolling for Pass Without a Trace or keeping our previous rules?
Just keep your previous rolls. You guys were good. The only reason the spiders picked up on you guys to begin with was because you were approaching.
Me and Dingy were.
Yeah.
I had Dingy on my shoulders, and so we had disadvantage with our dexterity rolls.
Yeah, but
which alerted the spiders.
Right, that didn't happen until you guys got around here.
Okay. Okay, yeah. If we're all agreed to sneak around, I think that sounds like a good plan.
Okay. Make sure
Awesome.
you reset all your spell slots and resources if you've used anything except for Pass Without a Trace at this point.
Yeah, but that came from the racial trait, so no
Nice.
spell slot on that one.
Hell yeah.
Always good to save resources.
All right. So, let's see. Do I have the next area? Ooh, okay. Hang on.
Can we get rid of the turn order thing?
Oh, yes. Yes, we can. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Just figured I'd remind you real quick.
Yeah. All right, let's close that. All right. So okay. So I moved you all to the campaign map. to kind of give you guys an idea of where you currently are.
All right. I imagine. Okay. Where are we at exactly?
With a red circle.
No, so the red circle is where you guys got dropped off at. You went to Ashfor's Reach. The X is where you guys had met up with Mizra. You guys are currently walking through this area.
Can you shift ping? Shift left click?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see anything. Oh, wait, there it is. I was looking in the complete wrong spot of the map. Okay, I'm now looking in the right spot.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Right there. So, how far? Okay, so you guys have met here. How far do you guys want to go? And let's see here. So you guys will be able to go anywhere in that black line right there.
Black line.
Yeah, I can't see one.
Yeah, neither can I.
Oh, okay.
White line.
Yeah, that white line that I just created.
So are we
All
passing
right.
through mountains right now?
Yeah, you guys are passing over mountains. The area you guys were just at, it was almost like there had been a river, like a naturally formed river, and when the different areas of elemental plane landed, they disrupted that entire area, and the river's flow just kind of became a flood.
Gotcha. So, are we heading for Hellfire Watch, or where are we heading? What's our final destination?
Your final destination is over here at the entrance camp. So if you zoom out to about 30, you should be able to see it.
How? Okay. So I'm asking the group right now.
Okay.
How quickly do you want to get back home to the encampment?
Sooner the
I
better, I think.
yeah, I don't have a preference. Unless but I also just I can't think of any pressing issues to hurry or remember any pressing issues to hurry.
Okay.
But if y'all want to move fast, I'm down to do so.
I can do something here, but once I do it, if it succeeds, I'll need an entire day's rest. And so I can't go on whatever adventure in the next 24 hours. So if we're all
Okay.
okay with staying around the camp and taking an off day, I can do this. The second thing is that being in the valley, this may fail. And so you have to be ready for consequences.
Do we have time to travel regularly so it's not such a burden on your resources? Like, and I know you explained they're very limited, and especially if you have to worry about the possibility of it failing. Um, if we within the game like have the time to travel regularly, I'd be okay to do that. But if there's the party needs to rush to get back to camp, like that would be your call whether you want to use those resources for the group or not. and then I would support whether you want to or whether you want to use them or not.
Okay. Um, if we have to do this in a worst case scenario, the chances of consequences go up. So if I gotta cast this in combat, we may be fucked.
Okay, so it's safer if you're going to cast it, it's better chances of success out of combat.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's up to you. Especially since, like you said, they're so limited in some things you can't get back. So I'll support your call. However you decide.
I'll get it back in a day, but I have other things I need to do in that day.
Yeah.
Alright.
I see this to you for sure. Like it'd be an expenditure on your resources, and time in game. So
So, if this fails, are you still down and out for the 24 hours?
Yes.
um,
I'll be combat ready, but I won't have any other tricks to get us out of any other situation,
Okay,
got
so it's not like you'll be incapacitated for 24 hours. You just won't be able to do that for 24 hours.
among other things.
Okay.
Yeah. I Whatever you feel comfortable with. And I'm not like just that's not just me being whatever. I'm trying to be more cooperative and understanding.
We all
Okay.
appreciate it.
Chapel, can I roll Arcana on understanding, just making sure I understand every implication of casting something like teleport within the valley?
Yes. I tell you what. Write down what you're gonna do, because I actually have to go. But everyone's gonna get 600 XP for tonight.
Cool.
If you're not intending to fuck us over, this resolves instantly and we're back at the camp.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a yes or no.
Okay.
Um, since it's not a save or an attack, and it's a beneficial spell, I'm going to use Witch's Hat to cast Teleport. And I can select up to 8 willing creatures, which is our whole group.
Yep. You can totally do that, and you guys will be back in camp.
All right.
Hey, my character mancer thing is lighting up.
Because I think we leveled up.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
If your anvil's blinking, you guys have leveled up to level 6.
Before we
Cool.
call it a night, since you had to go again, like I apologize for my part and where I was at fault for like all the tension, and I apologize for the tension in general.
It's
Thank
it's
you.
all right. We got that all smoothed over, I'm hoping, and we're on a step towards making things run a bit smoother.
Yes, thank you guys for taking the time and having the patience to do so. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, we've all been there. We've all had our moments where we've just dug our heels in without fully understanding the situation.
Yeah, and I'll own that. And again, my apologies because I see now how a lot of that was just my misunderstanding the situation. So I will try to do better.
Well, I appreciate you guys like actually talking this out instead of getting into a big fight and then the game blowing up. Especially this would have been really awkward on stream, even though there's no one watching us.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
technically it
forgot
says
we were
there's
on
4
stream for a little
viewers,
bit.
but
I think that's all of us.
you think that's all of that? Probably. God damn it.
Uh,
Oh.
Roche Aside, Era Legion, and Nuke Assassin. So Dungeons and Honey and Nuke Assassin are both us two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Do we level up this session, or do you want to wait till next session just in case we don't get a long rest before then?
You guys will pop back into the entrance camp. We will do the level up at next session.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Works for me.
All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful fortnight, and yeah, I think hopefully there will be less speed bumps next session. But again, thank
All right.
y'all, and my apologies.
Hey man, it's all good. We got everything worked out, or at least we got everything in the immediate issue worked out.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Big fan of resolution. Well, y'all have a good night.
You too, man.
Have a
Yep.
good night, man.
y'all stay safe out there.
Yep. Thank you to everybody that came and watched, and thank you to all my players. Everybody have a good evening.
You as well, Chapel.